Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari. Jaya Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhamsa Parivrajaka Charya Stoutra Shata Sri Srimati Divine Grace Abhay Charanarvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Samaveda Gaura Bhaktarunda Ki Nitai Gaura Premanandi. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Om नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाखया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपां साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमः। ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद, जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद, जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद। जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद, जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद, जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद। For the pleasure of Sri Radha Govinda Devi and all the devotees, we are reading today from Sri Caitanya-caritāmṛta, Ādi-līlā, chapter 4, verse number 5 and 6. Purve yena prithvira bhara hari vare Krishna avatirna haila shastre trepachare. पूर्वे एन पृथ्वीर भारे हरिवारे कृष्ण अवतीर्ण हैला शास्त्रे ते प्रचारे। पूर्वे एन पृथ्वीर भार हरिवारे कृष्ण अवतीर्ण हैला शास्त्रे ते प्रचारे। Can you go to the translation? Is anyone operating this? They can take it to the translation. Yes. The scriptures proclaim that Lord Krishna previously descended to take away the burden of the earth. So there is no purport. We can go to the next verse. स्वयं भगवानेर कर्म नाहे भार हरण स्थिति करता विष्णु कोरेन जगत पालन स्वयं भगवानेर कर्म नाहे भार हरण स्थिति करता विष्णु कोरेन जगत पालन स्वयं भगवानेर कर्म नाहे भार हरण स्थिति करता विष्णु कोरेन जगत पालन. You can recite. Okay, translation. To take away this burden, however, is not the work of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The maintainer, Lord Vishnu, is the one who protects the universe. Purport? There is no purport to this also? There is a purport to this. Yes. No, purport to verse 6. Oh, sorry, purport to verse 9, yeah. किंतु कृष्णेर यही हय अवतार काल बार हरण काले तात हैला मिसाळ किंतु कृष्णेर यही हय अवतार काल बार हरण काल ताते हैला मिसाळ. Translation. But the time to lift the burden of the world mixed with the time for Lord Krishna's incarnation. Purport. We have information from the Bhagavad Gita that the Lord appears at particular intervals to adjust the time-worn spiritual culture. Lord Krishna appeared at the end of Dwapar Yuga to regenerate the spiritual culture of human society and also to manifest his transcendental pastimes. Vishnu is the authorized Lord who maintains the created cosmos, and he is also the principal deity who makes adjustment when there is improper administration in the cosmic creation. But Sri Krishna, being the primeval Lord, appears not in order to make such administrative adjustments, but only to exhibit his transcendental pastimes, and thus attracts the fallen soul back home, back to Godhead. However, the time for administrative rectification and the time for Lord Krishna's appearance coincided at the end of the last Dwapar Yuga. Therefore, when Sri Krishna appeared, Vishnu, the Lord of maintenance, merged with him because all the plenary portions and parts of the absolute personality of Godhead merged with him during his appearance. So this is a wonderful description Krishnadas Kaviraj is giving about the special incarnation in this age of Kali, that is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So as he is explaining that even though Krishna proclaims in Bhagavad Gita that he appears to annihilate the miscreants and protect the devotees, but Krishnadas Kaviraj says that's not the real purpose of why Krishna appears. More than that, it is revealed by Acharyas and also by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami that can be done even by Vishnu. Just like a person, he is different in home different with his wife and kids, and he is different in office. So, and also he is different with his friends. So, similarly, Krishna, for manifestation of this material cosmos, he expands himself into Vishnu. So, but when he is expanding himself as Vishnu, he don't lose his identity as Krishna. So that is why you can see the traditional Vedic culture. You see that they show about 10 incarnation, and Bhagavatam explains another 24 incarnations. They all come from Vishnu, Mahavishnu. But Krishna is the original. He is the supreme personality of Godhead. And everyone else is coming from Mahavishnu, which is the expansion of Krishna. So that is like a person who is in the office. No. So as far as Krishna is concerned, he can be Golok Namni Nivasati Akila Atma Bhuto. He can be in the Golok Vrindavan, but at the same time, he can be in each one's heart, and also he can be a Mahavishnu. So multiple things Krishna can do at one time, because he is the uh, omnipotent and omnipresence. So that is the potency of Lord Krishna. So here the speciality of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is that the original Krishna, sometimes Krishna himself comes. Krishna himself comes. Just like if there is some riot in New York, what happens? The police comes. If they cannot control, the military comes. If they cannot control, the home minister has to come. So, but home minister doesn't come all the time. When the situation is very serious, then only home minister comes. So similarly, this Kali Yuga, particularly in the Brahma's 50th age, this Kali Yuga is different than all other Kali Yugas previously and future, because Krishna is appearing personally as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Krishna previously in all ages he appeared as Vishnu, but this particular Dwapar Yuga he appeared as the original Krishna, Swayam Bhagavan. That's what Krishna's Kaviraj is mentioning here, Swayam Bhagavan. So he appeared personally in this, he is not an incarnation. Every time Krishna appears as Vishnu, but this time he appeared in his original Swayam Bhagavan form. And therefore, preceding that, the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is appearing. So that is the difference between the two Krishnas. One is the incarnation and one is the original. So why he appears, that the most important thing, to uh, attract these fallen souls of this material world. Attract the fallen souls of this material world. So how he does that? By exhibiting the original pastimes of Vrindavan in this Bhauma Vrindavan. In this Vrindavan, which is non-different than the original Vrindavan, Golok Vrindavan. So he comes and performs many, many very, very attractive activities or pastimes, so that not only he comes with the parshads, his original associates, but at the same time, he gives chance to living entities to witness this pastime, and also if they are purified, they can take part in this pastimes. So that is the main reason Acharyas and Krishnadas Kaviraj gives, because all other can be done by Vishnu. Krishna don't have to come. Creation, annihilation by Shiva, and Brahma under the instruction of Vishnu he creates. So he don't have to come. So this time, at this particular incarnation, he himself have come, and after that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come. So when we worship Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we are worshipping both Radha and Krishna. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is coming to give us what he has also come to experience. That is the love of Radharani, which is a very, very, very intimate and a very secret topic, only can be discussed in the association of devotees. So you are all devotees, that's why we can discuss this topic about Krishna's highest uh, activities, that is Rasa-līlā. So otherwise, this is not, it is said that we should not explain or talk about this Rasa-līlā with a common person, because it is, as it is misunderstood by like Krishna. Because unless you know who Krishna is, you cannot understand his activities. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the same Krishna. We can understand his activities, because his activities is mercy and compassion that every fallen soul can estimate and understand. And he also understands how fortunate we are to get this mercy, the same Krishna. So it is said that if you are taking part in Sankirtan movement, just like the time of Guru Puja, you so jubilantly dancing. Uh, the pleasure you get out in that dancing is same as the pleasure you get in Rasalila in dancing. The pleasure is same. So this is the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Just by dancing in Sankirtan, you can experience what the Rasalila could be. So even though it's the highest activity in the spiritual world, but still, when we take part in this Sankirtan movement, you can understand the bliss of Rasa-līlā. So today is a very auspicious day. Today is Vasanta Rasa. There are two rasas primarily, and that one is the Sharad Rasa, Sharad Purnima, and today is Vasanta. So in the month of, in the Vaishak. So this is a springtime, and it's very special. So Maharasa, which happens on Sharad Purnima, is everyone is allowed to take part in that Maharasa in Sharad Purnima. There are Parshads, they are the original gopis who dance with Krishna, and also there are Siddha, that who asked for association of Rama in his Ram incarnation. So there are Siddhas. And there are devotees who have become pure in this material world. So all kinds of gopis are there dancing with Krishna in Sharadiya Rasa Yatra. But Vasanta is very different. It's just like Srivasangan. Is very, very, Krishna dances only with his intimate gopis, only intimate gopis. So in Sharadiya Rasa, that takes place near Bansivat on the bank of Jamuna. And Vasanta Ras, this takes place in Chandra Sarovar. If you go to the Govardhan Krama, there is a place called Chandra Sarovar. So this Chandra, he made all the arrangements for this rasa. And when all the gopis were dancing with Krishna, is similar to Sharad Rasa, but there is one difference, that Krishna, he is dancing with all the gopis, and this is a springtime. That means just, you can see, even in America, you will get soon, spring, about in a month. What you see in spring, everything is new. All fresh flowers, fresh leaves, everything is, breeze is so pleasing. And all the rivers are full. And you can see a beautiful atmosphere, even in the, in the world. So Krishna, he takes this opportunity, and then he comes on the in the Chandra Sarovar, in the Govardhan. And he's dancing with all the gopis, and then he suddenly disappears. Suddenly disappears. So why he does that? To show how only Radharani, this is the Caitanya-caritāmṛta, Ramananda Rai and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are discussing this pastimes in Gambhira. See, in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was staying in Jagannath Puri, he didn't discuss this pastimes openly. Even when he used to go to Gadadhar Pandit, so he will not discuss these pastimes of Radharani. because Gadadhar Pandit is Radharani. So if we discuss, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna, I have come to experience the love of Radharani. So if he don't discuss this in near Chota Gopinath, because if they start discussing about gopis and Radha Krishna's love, both of them will faint and they will not be able to do anything. So therefore, they are not discussing with the Gadadhar Pandit. So when he comes to Gambhira in the night, so he used to visit Gadadhar Pandit in the afternoon till evening. Then he will come to Gambhira and he will ask Ramananda Rai and Swarup Damodar to sing the loving pastimes of Radha and Krishna. So one day Chaitanya Mahaprabhu who asked Ramananda Rai. So Ramananda Rai and Swarup Damodar, they are Lalita and Vishaka. So Krishna don't mind, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu don't mind discussing with Lalita and Vishaka, but not with Radharani, because it was difficult for both of them to hear and talk about. So here in Gambhira, he is discussing with Ramananda. He tells Ramananda, please narrate what happened, how Krishna enjoyed this Vasanta Rasa. And then Ramananda Rai is explaining all these things, what happened exactly on Vasanta Rasa. So Ramananda Rai explains, so Krishna, he disappeared to glorify Radharani. So what happened? Krishna, he just disappeared and all the gopis, they were looking for Krishna everywhere. And especially Radharani, she could not bear this separation. They were going around and looking, asking all the trees and all the birds and all the animals. And they were asking everyone who they saw that, have you seen my Krishna? Have you seen my Krishna? Have you seen my Krishna? So everybody was in denial. They don't know where Krishna is. So when they come under a particular place and Chaturbhuj Krishna appears. Chaturbhuj, the one who has 4 arms. And he is Vishnu. So they ask Chaturbhuj, they said, have you seen my Krishna? Now Chaturbhuj is also Krishna. He has 4 arms. In Dwarka he has 4 arms. Mathura he has 4 arms. Only in Vrindavan he has 2 arms. So this is the same Krishna. And he is appearing in front of Radharani and gopis. And he says, have you seen my Krishna? So what does it mean? So even though those who do not know who Krishna is, for them, Vishnu is the highest. Even in traditional Vedic culture, you see, there is no worship of Radha and Krishna. There mainly people worship Sitaram, Lakshmi Narayan, or to the extent of Rukmini Dwarkadish, who is like a king. But very, very few, very, very intimate devotees, they worship Krishna who is in Ādi-līlā. So that's very difficult to understand these intimate pastimes. So therefore, Krishna wanted to show that Vishnu, Krishna is the original of Vishnu. He is the origin of Vishnu. Just like in this verse also we are talking about how Vishnu comes differently and Krishna is the source. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Adityanam aham Vishnu. Among the devatas, I am Vishnu. So even though Krishna is the same as Vishnu, but Krishna is the source of Vishnu. So this is how Chaturbhuja, in his 4-armed form, Krishna is standing. And all these gopis, as Radharani is asking, where is Krishna? So in fact, he is Krishna himself. And then he immediately, by seeing Radharani's longing, by seeing Radharani's separation, Krishna immediately drops his arms and he takes the form of original Shyam Sundar Krishna, Dvibhuja. Even Krishna is asking, Arjuna is asking for the same form when Krishna is showing Virat Rupa. So the devotees who know Krishna, original Krishna is Shyam Sundar, they understand that because of this pastime of Radharani. That's why Ramananda Rai is glorifying. Because otherwise, the whole world knows Krishna as the origin, but they do not know the Krishna who is the Shyam Sundar, Vrindavan Bihari, Vrindavan Chandra. So that only is revealed by Radharani. And that is the main reason, as Krishnadas is going to explain for the slokas, how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to test that rasa, uh, which is Krishna is testing in the Rasa Leela, especially in the Rasa Leela. So this, that is why today's Vasant Ras. So all you can see the in America you can see daffodils and you can see different yellow flowers are coming now. So similarly in spring today in Vrindavan, all temples you can see they are all dressed in yellow. Krishna dresses today yellow dress, and it's all decorated with yellow flowers. That if you go to the traditional temples in Vrindavan, all are dressed in yellow dress today. So why? Because yellow is the color of a spring. In America also you can see daffodils. You know, they are all yellow. So the Krishna is decorated with yellow dress and with yellow flowers. The whole temple, the whole altar, everything is decorated in different color, different degrees of yellow flowers. So some are dark yellow, some are light color, light yellow. So in this way, the whole temple is decorated with yellow flowers, and Krishna also is dressed with yellow dress. So that is a sign of the spring is coming. The spring is coming. So Kartik is very, Sharadiya Rasa. At that time, the breeze was very cool, very cold, and also because it is on the bank of river. You see, when you go on the bank of a river, you feel cool breeze coming. That is because this pastime is happening on the bank of Jamuna. The cool breeze is coming. Now here in the Govardhan, Jamuna is not so close. So the Govardhan, in that rasa, Krishna, he dances with gopis so much that everybody taking part in, they start sweating. And that sweat falls down, and that has become the Chandra Sarovar. That is called the Gopit sweat. So that's on the bank of Govardhan. So this is where this Rasa Leela took place. And it is so exciting, and it is so much about this, in a transcendental platform. Even one time, it is explained in scripture that Balaram, Lord Balaram, who is normally do not take part in this Rasa Leela because he has his own gopis. So Balaram also, he goes on the top of Govardhan hill and he watches this Krishna's Rasa dance. This is how it's so special. So, so today is also Balaram Rasa Yatra. So Balaram also has his own gopis. They are mainly called Naga Kanyas. So Balaram has his own gopis too. So that today is also Krishna Rasa Yatra. Balaram Rasa Yatra. So Balaram, he is returning to Vrindavan after a long time. Both of them, Krishna and Balaram. Akrura took them, they killed Kamsa, they killed Jarasandha, they killed Kalayavana. All these things came, and afterwards, Balaram, he said, oh, long time I have not gone to see my friends and my parents, Nanda and Yashoda, Rohini. So he comes to Vrindavan. And everybody is grown up. Everybody is grown up because after Krishna and Balaram, they left at around 10 years or something like that. So being now, they're all grown up. And Balaram is grown up. All the boys and girls who played with Krishna and Balaram, they're all grown up. And everyone comes around Balaram, even Nanda and Yashoda. And they said, how is the Devaki? How is Vasudev? And how are all the friends doing? So they're all exchanging because he has come after a long time. So at that time, Balaram, he remembers, all the gopis. And at that time, Balaram wants to also perform Rasa dance. He stayed there for 2 months, Chaitra and Vaishak, which is coincided with like April, May. So he stays there for 2 months, and every day Balaram, he is enjoying Ādi-līlā with his gopis. Now, by seeing this, Varuna, the moon god, Varuna Dev, he sends his daughter Varuni in the liquid form. And Balaram, seeing that, he drinks it. And he becomes so intoxicated, his eyes starts rolling and his body is like imbalanced. He's just walking like an intoxicated elephant. And all the gopis are enjoying this Swarupa of Balaram. And then because he wants to enjoy with all his gopis, and because he remembers, he's on the bank of Yamuna, and with his flow, uh, first he asked Yamuna, please come, I want to dance, I want to have some pastimes in Yamuna, please come close. So Yamuna, she ignores. So then Balaram, in his intoxicated state, he becomes angry, his flow and pulls that Yamuna close to him. So this pastime happened near Ramghat. So even if you go today in Ramghat, Yamuna is scattered in very different parts. So that is because Balaram pulled Yamuna. And then in that, Balaram is having his own Rasa Leelas. So today is also the day of Balaram Rasa Yatra. And today is also the appearance day of Bansivadan Thakur and Shamananda. So Bansivadan Thakur, so when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he left his young wife, Vishnu Priya, in Navadvip, and he came to Katwa to take sannyas. And all the village of Navadvip, everybody went to afterwards Advaita Acharya's house. Nityananda Prabhu tricked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he took him to Advaita Acharya's house in Shantipur. So, by understanding that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has taken sannyas, so everyone from Navadvip, they all left and they came to Shantipur. Only one person didn't go, and that was former wife of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that is Vishnu Priya. She is the only one left in Navadvip. So everyone is gone, even Sachimata is gone, everybody is gone. So at that time, there is one person understanding that Vishnu Priya is alone. It is not good for a girl to stay alone. So one person decides to come, and that is Vamsivadan. So he comes to take care of Vishnu Priya and later on Sachimata. Now this Bansivadan, according to Gaur Ganesh Deepika, he is the flute of Krishna. So even in Rasa dance, all the gopis, they are transcendentally envious of this flute. Because the gopis wants to be kissed by Krishna. But they think it happens once in a. But this flute is so fortunate, is always on the lips. Beautiful celestial lips of Krishna. And that's why gopis are also transcendental envious of this flute. So this Bansivadan is the incarnation of Krishna's flute. And therefore, he is here. Now, Vishnu Priya, after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left, there is a beautiful story in Chaitanya Mangal, what happened on the day of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's sannyas. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left, Vishnu Priya, she gives permission. And at that time, Krishna gives, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives his own deity. It is there still in Navadvip. So that deity, Vishnu Priya, is worshipping throughout her life. Throughout her life. So this Bansivadan Thakur, he took care, after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he took sannyas and he went to Jagannath Puri. And from there, materially, at the age of 50, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lives this, for spiritual world from from Jagannath Puri. So Vishnu Priya is still there. Even the third generation, Srinivas Acharya, he comes to Navadvip. And at that time, Bansivadan Thakur is old. And Vishnu Priya is about 87-year-old. She lived about 47 years plus after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left. And how she lived is very, very exemplary, very austere. She will chant one round of Hare Krishna mantra and keep one rice aside, one grain of rice. That way, whole day, however many the rounds are chanted, that much grains she will have. And she will cook it, and that is her only food for all the years after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu takes sannyas. How austere that is. Now we see the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's, he's taken sannyas order, and it is difficult. But at the same time, we can see Vishnu Priya, her austerity. Now, she didn't eat any opulent, she didn't wear any opulent clothes. Just she was immersed in chanting and worshipping Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the form of the deity. And to assist her, Bansivadan Thakur was there in Navadvip. This is why he is remembered. So this Bansivadan Thakur, he was a Grihastha, and he served Sachimata. She left little early, but Vishnu Priya stayed for long. Even the third generation devotees used to come and bow down to Vishnu Priya, who stayed in Navadvip. Today is also appearance of Shamananda, who is Acharya in the third generation after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Shamananda, he was a disciple of Hruday Chaitanya. So Hruday Chaitanya, after giving him initiation, so Shamananda, his name was actually Dukhidas, because his parents, they were having kids, but they were all dying as soon as born. So they prayed to Krishna that protect his son. So in remembering that it's a Dukhi, means it's very sad. So they gave him the name Dukhi. So he was called as a Dukhi, means he's sad, kind of born after 7 or 8 children. So it's like a kind of sad. You know? So he came and took shelter of Hruday Chaitanya. And after Hruday Chaitanya, now he told that for further study and understanding the scriptures of all the Goswamis, you go to Vrindavan. And one of the Goswamis is still there. That is Jiva Goswami. He was the youngest. He was staying in Sri Radha Damodar temple. And he told that you go to Jiva Goswami and learn all the scriptures in depth, and try to understand the Gaudiya Vaishnava literature. So this Shamananda, he came to Vrindavan, and he was staying with Jiva Goswami. And at that time, there is another two devotees came, Srinivas Acharya and Narottam Das Thakur. So these three became very good friends. They were like, they're so good that all the time they were there. So Jiva Goswami, even though they are like Narottam Das Thakur is a disciple of Lokanath Maharaj, and Shamananda is a disciple of Hruday Chaitanya, and Srinivas Acharya. So these three are disciples of different gurus, but sent all these disciples, Narottam, Shamananda, and Srinivas, to study under Jiva Goswami. You can understand how deep is the relationship between spiritual master and disciple. You know, spiritual master is a tattva, you know. So they didn't consider how I can send my disciple to somebody else. No, because they are all representative of Krishna. They don't have any enmity between the gurus. So, but particularly what happened with Shamananda is very important. When Shamananda came, then Jiva Goswami, he gave him the seva to clean the seva kunj, because Vidhuvan and seva kunj, they are eternal pastimes of Krishna and all the gopis they have. So in seva kunja, he got a service to clean the seva kunj. So he used to weep and cry, and he was in separation of Krishna's pastimes. He will clean that seva kunj. So one day when he was cleaning, he happened to found the ankle bracelets of, he don't know, he just was sweeping and he just found one ankle bracelet. So he was wondering, he just kept it with him, and as he touched that, he started feeling an amazing ecstasy in his body. All the bhava, they became, uh, manifested in his heart and in his body. But he didn't understand what is this special. So when he was cleaning next day, one girl comes and he said, yesterday, one of my friend, while she was dancing here, she lost her bracelet. Did you find it? And he said, yes. But he said, who is that girl? Tell me, then only I will give. He said, she is my friend. He said, who is she? She is my friend. He didn't tell. He said, bring her, then only I will give this. Then she goes and brings Radharani. And he gives that bracelet to Radharani and he reveals his form. That's why his name become Shama Nanda. So Radharani gives that name Shamananda. Now he has two names. Hridaya Chaitanya has given the name Krishnadas and he was stuck with his name Dukhi. So he was known as Dukhi Krishnadas. But now he got another name, Radharani. He gave him the name. He said, I will give you this special mercy of Shamananda, means one who gives pleasures to, that is Radharani. See, and then he touches that bracelet on his forehead. So as soon as he touches that bracelet on his forehead, one different form of tilak, is imprinted on his forehead. And then he said, this is a mercy. I'm giving it to you. Don't reveal it to anybody. Now this becomes a talk of the town of Vrindavan. And what happened? Because he was wearing Gaudiya Vaishnava tilak, now his tilak is changed. It is something new. Nobody knows what is this about. And it was the imprint of a bracelet. So everybody is wondering, but Radharani has told him not to reveal to anybody. Just keep it with you. So he couldn't tell anybody. And this news reached Hridaya Chaitanya, his guru. And he became very, and he said, I sent my disciple to Jiva Swami to give him higher training and higher knowledge. Now he has given him a name and also he has given him a tilaka. No, this is not proper. So he writes a letter to Jiva Goswami. Now Jiva Goswami don't know anything. Now this is sometimes, you can see even the Acharya has some kind of a lack of communication and understanding. Now Jiva Goswami don't know anything. And he is also wondering, but Shamananda is told not to tell anybody. So Jiva Goswami was, he gets surprised. He gets a letter from, till then he was saying, it's okay, it's the talk of the town, I don't have to do anything with this. But now he's getting a letter from Hridaya Chaitanya. What happened? Why he has changed his tilak? So Jiva Goswami writes in letters, I have nothing to do about this. I don't know anything about this. Why he has changed his tilak, why he has changed his name. I don't know anything. So Hridaya Chaitanya, he comes and he chastises Shamananda. He said, who changed your name? Who gave you this different tilak? And Shamananda, even he cannot reveal to his own guru because he has promised Radharani. So he don't tell anything. So in the night, Radharani comes in the dream of Hridaya Chaitanya and says, actually, I'm so pleased with Krishnadas with his humble service of cleaning the Seva Kunja. It's a humble service of, even though in spite of being such a scholarly person, his most important service was cleaning the Seva Kunja. So this shows that, and that humility attracted Radharani, and therefore he gave him special blessings. So he came in the dream of Hridaya Chaitanya, and then Hridaya Chaitanya also, he glorified Shamananda. So this Shamananda, then later on, he becomes very famous. He goes and preaches. Then Jiva Goswami sent this Shamananda, Narottam and Jiva. They go, this is the first Sankirtan party, distribution party. They start from Vrindavan because Janava Mataji, she was at that time preaching in Bengal and she didn't have any books, original books. Because that time it was, if you want a book, you have to go and get copied. There's not like 1,000 books at a time. So, Janma Mataji requested that I don't have any books, so can you please send? So Jiva Goswami sent this first Sankirtan party, and he put this beautiful, all these books in a nice trunk decorated with gold and ornaments and silken clothes, and it was set in a palanquin. And then they were walking, every day they will walk, and then one day they came to a village called Vanavishnupur. And everyone living in that Vanavishnupur, they were all dacoits because the king himself was a dacoit. So the king had one astrologer, and he was telling them that any things that is lot of money is coming or any opulent things are coming. So he informed the king that now such a good fortune is coming to your kingdom, and if you get whatever this fortune is coming, then you don't have to do anything all of your life. You will have enough, abundant money, abundant opulence. So they steal this, all this trunk. They don't know what it was inside because they saw it is opulent outside. So they steal these books in Vanavishnupur. So Srinivas Acharya is the leader. So he stays in that village, and both Narottam and Shamananda, they return to their villages and they start teaching. And when Srinivas Acharya found this book, so at that time, the Narottam is having a festival in Keturi. So at that time, all Shamananda and his disciple Rasikananda, all are coming. It is the first Gaur Purnima celebrated by Narottam Das Thakur in Keturi. And in this way, the Shamananda is taking part. He's there in Keturi with Narottam and Srinivas. So he also wrote many books, and he preached basically in the parts of Orissa. So even today we can see traditionally in Orissa, if somebody from Orissa is there. So everyone in every household, Shamananda and Rasikananda house is known. So that is Shamananda. Today is his appearance there too. So that's why this is very, very auspicious day to contemplate and pray to Radha Govindaji, Radha Govindji, to help us into this intimate pastimes of Krishna so that our heart gets clean and we can chant in a mood. So thank you very much. Time is over. I don't know if there is any time for question and answer. Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Vrindavan Das, that's your name?
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you for a very nice presentation. There was one point you made that may require a little more explanation. You said correctly that generally in the Vedic culture, Radha Krishna were not worshipped.
Yes.
Sitaram, Lakshmi, and Lakshmi Narayan like that.
Yes.
Even in other Vaishnava sampradayas.
Mm-hmm.
However, we know that Prabhupada was very much against this Bhagavat Saptaha.
That's
Because
right.
it became famous all over India. People want to go and hear Bhagavad Saptaha, mainly to hear about Radha Krishna. So it seems like a dichotomy there. On the one hand, we say people in general, they don't worship Radha Krishna. But on the other hand, they're all eager to go and do Bhagavad Saptaha to hear about Radha Krishna. So maybe you can explain a little more, because you're from that tradition.
Yeah. See, that is in Kali Yuga. People.
Can you bring the mic a little closer to your mouth?
Hare Krishna. Is it okay?
I can very barely hear you.
Is it okay now?
Yeah.
So you couldn't hear what I spoke in Bhagavatam? Oh, okay. I thought I was speaking to myself or something. Okay. Thank God. Hare Krishna. Yeah. So this, why Prabhupada criticizes Srimad Bhagavatam? Because they directly jump to this 10th canto. Correct? Now, this is very esoteric. People like to hear something esoteric. It doesn't mean that they are pure souls or they are like now Shukdev Goswami talking about this 10th canto. So because they want to hear something about girl and boy. They don't listen as Radha and Krishna pure Rasa-līlā. So this is a Kali Yuga. People are interested in sense gratification. And the people who talk about it, they do not talk in the same mood of Shukadeva Goswami. Correct? So therefore, what happens in India, this is basically is a land where all these things happen. Later on, they proclaim that they are Krishna, and all the girls, their disciples, are all the gopis. And they want to have Raslila. That's why they explain the Raslila. Not because the purity of Radha and Krishna. Right? I don't say that all of are like that. But that is why but there are some sampradayas there, like a Nimbarka sampradaya, they talk about Radharani. Correct? But all other three sampradayas, they don't talk about Radharani openly. Nimbarka, little bit, one of the four sampradayas, they talk about Radharani. So it is not that it is not at all there, but commonly, you will find very few temples of Radha Krishna, but most of the temples you will find Sitaram, Lakshmi Narayan, or Vittal Rukmini, or Rukmini Dwarkadish. Radha Krishna is very, 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 very rare. And they became more prominent after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So even before in our Sampradaya, you see, before Madhvendra Puri, this bhava is not openly exhibited. So Madhvendra Puri was the first one. Right? So before that, only Vishnu and Lakshmi, Lakshmi Narayan and Sitaram. Even in Nectar of Devotion, Srila Prabhupada explains, even though we worship Radha and Krishna on the altar, but we worship them in the mood of Lakshmi Narayan and Sitaram, because we don't know real Radha and Krishna bhava. So that's what Prabhupada writes in Nectar of Devotion. So that is why, because this is really very, 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 very high, topmost consciousness, which only can be understood only when your heart becomes pure. Only, and by worshipping, by serving Lakshmi Narayan, your heart becomes cleansed. And then very few people are given entrance into understanding Radha and Krishna. Now, why we talk about it? For the same reason, Shukadeva Goswami is talking, and he is explaining why Parikshit Maharaj is explaining. Krishna is supposed to be yad yad acharati sreshta. In Bhagavad Gita, he says that as a leader, those things, all followers also do the same thing. So what Krishna is trying to teach here? That he is dancing with the gopis which are not his wives, they are others' wives. Why he is dancing like that? Why he is doing, his one hand he is telling morality, and in other hand he is doing immoral activity. Parikshit Maharaj said, I am bewildered and people will be bewildered. Please explain. And then Shukadeva Goswami gives a reason why Rasa-līlā is mentioned in Bhagavatam. Because when you hear the Rasa-līlā or recite, your lusty desires will evaporate and go. That is the reason he has given the Rasa-līlās. But if you see the same boy and girl activity, your lusty desires will increase. Like today's movies, today's all things. Your lusty desires will increase. But Rasa-līlā, if you read and hear from a bona fide person, then your lusty desires will be completely gone, evaporated. That's why Shukadeva Goswami, one of the topmost sannyasis, is reciting those. And also, all the acharyas, they meditate and worship. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to experience the same bhava. And not only that, he is giving that bhava also. That is why he is Namo Mahavadanya. He is not only giving Krishna Bhakti. He is giving the topmost Krishna Bhakti revealed by Radharani. Right? So that is the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya is very special than the other one. Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Anyone has any comments on this? Anybody, any scholar would like to explain more? Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you so much for your wonderful lecture. I have a two-parted question. First is, as you mentioned, also I've read in Harinam Chintamani and other places that the Nam Tattva is non-different from the Raslila.
Yes.
So when we're performing, when we're chanting japa, when we're performing kirtan, then it's equivalent to the topmost transcendental mellows of Radha and Krishna. But how do we meditate on this practically? Like what are some ways we can adapt this in our meditation? And secondly, how can we also meditate upon the equivalence between Radha Krishna and Mahaprabhu? Can you explain these
Yeah,
two?
that is the reason Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Ādi-līlā, Krishna is spending so many chapters explaining who is Nityananda Prabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So first he is explaining who is Radha Tattva, then he is explaining Krishna Tattva, and he is explaining how he is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So the whole Ādi-līlā is filled with this Tattva of Chaitanya. So by knowledge, how we understand Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Radha and Krishna. So the whole Ādi-līlā is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna's Kaviraj is giving quotations from different scriptures, and all the acharyas have elaborately explained about that, like Vishwanath Chakravarti, Baldev Vidyabhushan, Jayadev Goswami. All these acharyas, they have explained, they have pondered upon this tattva of Radha and Krishna. You know, that's why in Jayadev Goswami, he's one time he Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, he read that a book about Jayadev Goswami, and he went to Bhakti Vinod Thakur, and he said, we should print this. This book is so wonderful. I am not remembering the name of that book. What is that book? What is that? Govinda? No. Jayadev Goswami writes about all the Gopi Leelas. Gita Govinda, yeah, Gita Govinda. So Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, he read that book, Gita Govinda, and he said, wow, we should print that book for everybody. Then he went to Bhakti Vinod Thakur, his father and his Shiksha Guru too. And he said, Gita Govinda, Jayadev Goswami has given such a high level of Radha Krishna's pastimes, we should print this book and distribute. Then Bhakti Vinod Thakur says, it is only for whose heart is pure. You know, you can print one book for yourself because he is a very Naistika Brahmachari, right? He said, you can read this. That is not meant for everybody, correct? So again, coming to the same point of Prabhu's question. This is not openly discussed for this reason. Because just like in India, it is misunderstood, correct? Who Krishna is misunderstood unless you know Krishna. So, but that is, and how we can contemplate that in japa. So there are two levels of japa. One is sadhana bhakti and there is a raganuga bhakti. So on the level of sadhana, we just focus on holy name. You know, we are not focusing on the Ādi-līlā. We are focusing just in the holy name. You speak, you hear, and mind in between, mantra, correct? So, and that, because raganuga bhakti cannot be taught. It is an inner bhava, has to be experienced. Just like, it's not good to give the example sitting on Vyasasan, but that is given by Prabhupada. Just like a 4-year boy, you cannot teach him how to have a sex because he is not matured, correct? So once he comes to the age, there is no need of any training. It's natural. So Radha Krishna pastimes are like this. When you matured, your heart is completely pure from all the lust and everything. Then they are revealed to you. You don't study them and meditate them. They are not to be studied and there is a, classes are there, you know, there are so many parts of the day and Krishna does things in the morning and in the afternoon and the evening, in the night. You sit there and meditate like that. So that is not Gaudiya Vaishnava, don't accept that philosophy. It is revealed to you. You know, when we are matured, we are revealed to you. So till then what we do, we just simply focus. And Haridas Thakur, he is not meditating on the pastimes, you know. Haridas Thakur is simply chanting the holy name. Namacharya. So that is what we are supposed to do in sadhaka. And we never ever think that we are so pure to enter into the Rasa Leela. Right? But to get the little taste of this, you can experience that in Sankirtan when you are dancing. There is different kinds of Sankirtans are there. And sometimes we call it as a Hare Krishna dancing club. Only focus is on dancing, no focus on holy name. So that is on material platform. That will not last for a long time. But if you are dancing and the feeling is also coming within, then you don't know. You are like it is said in Bhagavatam, you are like a madman. There is no particular way you can dance. So that is what the dancing, what we do is also on material platform. But even otherwise, if you connect that with the holy name, eventually you will experience that kind of a thing. But we don't study Raganuga Bhakti. Right? So we don't meditate on Krishna's Ādi-līlā while we are chanting. And Prabhupada says, you keep on chanting if they are, coming to you, then you can enter into it. Correct? But don't forcibly try to bring them. Now, what we will do, if we try to do forcibly, they will come for some time, then immediately we will go to somewhere else. So it doesn't come by training. It doesn't come by reading. It comes by revelation. Okay? So that is Raganuga Bhakti. So at this point of our level, Prabhupada explains sadhana bhakti. That's what we are practicing. And Prabhupada, even though he is the topmost acharya, but he never saw that, yesterday in Vrindavan I saw Radharani and Krishna in the groves of Vrindavan. He never said that. Correct? He has never revealed that. Because this is not commonly understood. Correct? And he is also, even in the beginning, he is telling the same thing. Krishna is the supreme controller. Even in the last days also, he is telling the same thing. Krishna is the supreme controller. That's it. He is not revealing anything. But if you see the Caitanya-caritāmṛta, Prabhupada has given even Raganuga Bhakti. But that you can see only in reading. By reading them, you cannot memorize them and sit there in the room and think about all the talks about Ramananda Rai and Swarup Damodar, which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Gambhira. They are all very, 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 very deep. Right? Radha Krishna. But Prabhupada has given that, so he knows it. But he never talked about that in lectures. They are to be revealed. So some people say, Prabhupada didn't give the highest Raganuga. It is already there. It is already there. But you read it, you enjoy it, and it's to be revealed. Okay? Hare Krishna. So thank you very much. I think it's getting late. You're all devotees of Sri Radha Govinda Dev. So please pray for me so that we all can serve you. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki, Radha Govinda Dev Bhagavan ki, Sri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maya ki, Orditay ki, Samaveda Gaura Bhakta Runda ki jai. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhya vacha patitanam